Part 7. They are unstoppable forces of nature. You must be passionate, you must dedicate yourself, and you must be relentless in the pursuit of your goals. If you do, you will be successful. 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐤𝐞. Like Duracell bunnies. The uber successful are like Duracell bunnies, driving bulldozers, totally unstoppable. It is this quality that truly sets them apart from everyone else. They are definitely self-starters, and what gets them going and sustains them is their passion. Obsessively passionate. You have to be burning with an idea, or a problem, or a wrong that you want to right. If you're not passionate enough from the start, you'll never stick it out. Steve Jobs. The passion that drove the late Steve Jobs was surprisingly not computers, but simplicity. At least according to Justine Musk on Inc.com, simplicity enabled the computer company to connect with mass culture on a deep, emotional level. It has been a long-held belief of mine that the secret in life is moderation in all things. I have come to realize, however, that this does not hold true for passion. You need to be unbalanced, almost to the point of manic obsession. Passion is perhaps the one area in which excess is not only tolerated, but greatly admired, particularly where it is for a noble cause or the pursuit of excellence in an activity. I am in total agreement with Grant Cardone when he says, "You must be obsessed with success. To dominate your space, your goals, your dreams, and your ambitions, you must first dominate your every minute of every day, every interest and thought." Obsession is not a bad thing here. It is a requirement to get where you want to go. Perpetual motion. The uber successful seem to seldom sleep, and quite often don't sleep at all when they are caught up in their passion. According to BusinessInsider.com, inventor Nikola Tesla claimed to never sleep for more than 2 hours a day, and reportedly once worked for 84 hours in a lab without any rest or sleep. He said, "I do not think there is any thrill that can go through the human heart like that felt by the inventor as he sees some creation of the brain unfolding to success. Some emotions make a man forget food, sleep, friends, love, everything." Bill Gates apparently has a similar attitude. According to Matt Rossoff on BusinessInsider.com, Bill Gates loved to stay up all night working. One time, a new secretary came in on Monday morning to find him sprawled out on the floor. She thought he was unconscious, but he'd just been up all weekend and was taking a quick cat nap. Perseverance. Fueled by their passion, the uber-successful persevere through whatever obstacles life throws at them until they succeed. Then they immediately set off in pursuit of the next objective. An outstanding example of this quality was the late Steve Jobs. Jobs' Apple computers got off to a flying starting with the introduction of the first personal computer with color graphics and a keyboard in 1977. Apple's ascendancy was short-lived, however, because by the early 1980s, it had lost nearly half of its market to IBM. Apple bounced back in 1984 with a PC with graphical user interface controlled by a mouse. The glory was short-lived as little over a decade later, Apple was posting a quarterly loss of $708 million. Jobs saved the day by striking a deal with Microsoft in 1997, whereby Microsoft invested $150 million for a non-voting minority stake in Apple, and the companies agreed to cooperate on several sales and technology fronts. Failure amnesia. Much has been written about how, unlike ordinary people, the successful do not let failure scare them from getting right back into the saddle, and how they learn from their failures. The well-worn quote attributed to inventor Thomas Edison, that he did not fail, but just found 10,000 ways that did not work, is often cited as proof of this resilience. While the uber-successful are certainly not daunted by failure, most of those that I have met seem to not countenance failure at all, and when asked about past failures, brush off the question, downplay the extent of the failure, put a positive spin on it, or flatly deny there was a failure at all. Undaunted by failure. Certainly, the attitude of the uber-successful towards failure differs from that of ordinary people. Research has shown that the natural reaction to making a mistake, or failing, is a deterioration in one's level of performance. The website psychologytoday.com states that failure can paralyze you, demotivate you, and limit your likelihood of success going forward. The likes of baseball great Babe Ruth, however, are able to overcome these negative effects. During the 1928 season, Ruth hit 54 home runs. That seems impressive until you compare it with his 87 strikeouts, out without scoring, for the same period. He obviously didn't let the failures weigh him down. Never give up. Robert the Bruce took part in the revolt, led by the now famous William Wallace, aka Braveheart, against Edward I of England. There's a legend about Robert and the Spider. After the Scottish army under William Wallace was defeated in battle, Robert managed to escape to the safety of a cave. In a despondent state of mind, Robert watched a small spider as it tried to build its web. Time after time, the spider launched itself from one side of the cave in an attempt to reach the other, and on each occasion, it failed and fell to the ground. Finally, on its 7th attempt, the spider succeeded. Robert decided to emulate the example of the spider and rallied his supporters to fight again, telling them, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again. He went on to fight successfully to regain Scotland's place as an independent country and was crowned king. Don't do it. Don't you dare think about giving up. Everything has a process. Work with the process, not against it. Move forward with purpose, and never stop believing. You can do this. You know you can. Stephanie Lahart.